An eon has passed.
The Bible calls it.
Armageddon.
It will happen again.
Okay. So, basically, we're back to where we were at. Basically.
Yeah. So
we fucked up, and there was like a bad game ending glitch, and then like
you
in 10 minutes after we were done playing last time, Eek just kind of kept playing, like wordlessly. Like we just stopped recording, and then 10 minutes later I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you still playing? And he got all the way back to where we were almost, basically, I guess.
Ow.
So in like literally 10 or 20 minutes, did the same amount of playing that it took like
2 hours to do. Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know if it was practice or just like concentration or what, but
Excuse my cough
fuck.
occasionally. Nice, way to go.
I was rushing.
One of the reasons we haven't made a video in a little bit is that we both, mostly me. I mean, you got it a little bit, but
Well, I'm dead, so
I got the worst flu.
yeah. You almost died or something.
Yeah, I was hallucinating that I was on the Enterprise and stuff for a little while. Had to take like 4 days off of work. It was bad. It was the worst illness I've had in years.
Yeah,
I
you
thought
literally
I might
got the
die.
flu, and it almost killed you.
Yeah.
And then you gave it to me, and it kind of was annoying. There were a couple days that I kind of couldn't do anything, but it wasn't like that bad.
Yeah.
The worst part was the fucking medicine the doctor gave me, which made me nauseous. Nauseous.
Yep.
Dave
you
was
were
making
chuking
fun of me
pretty
for
hard.
saying that wrong.
Who was making fun of you?
Dave. Uh-oh.
Why was he making... That dude says paladin wrong.
Yeah.
That dude says paladin. What the fuck is he... You said nauseous? What did you say that he
I
thought
said
was wrong?
like nauseous,
Nauseous? Well, it does cause nausea.
isn't it?
It's nauseous.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I say it wrong sometimes. I probably say it right sometimes too.
You added an extra syllable to it, basically. It's a
Which
two-syllable word, and you added a third syllable to it.
Ow.
This is just like all the other beginnings of our playing Sonic.
Yeah.
Just gonna die a million fucking times.
We have the shortcuts fixed though, so
Yeah! Yeah.
it should be a little bit easier.
Yeah, it was pretty stupid how you were getting up and walking over to the computer and clicking on things to load your game. I'm glad you've seen the error of your ways.
Alright. This is nefarious right here.
This whole game is nefarious. Fucking Sonic team poking at you. This is like a Gary Gygax epic labyrinthine dungeon.
Dude.
Gotta get that bubble, son. You're almost to the top, son. Why
What?
didn't that
What?
work?
I don't know.
I was strongly tempted to just cough super hard into the mic.
Oh, what? That's the end of that?
Here, have fun fixing this.
Thanks, bro. Okay, we passed Act 3. Why did... What? That's the end of... That's the boss fight? I'm disappointed now.
You're a dweeb. Save that shit, son. F5 saves. F8 loads.
F8,
Told me to remember that.
accelerate your life.
F8, boot into safe mode. Accelerate your life. Does anybody else remember that? Does anybody else? I think
man,
it was a
bombs.
Navy commercial. It might have been like
A Capri Sun commercial? or
No. It might have been like an Air Force commercial or something.
Oh, yeah. So where are we? Starlight Zone? There's like bombs.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty good song. I'd jam out to this.
Yeah, man. Whoa.
I feel like
Life.
this Let's Play
How do you
should be
do
a
that?
Let's Listen,
Oh,
and we
no.
just listen to the Sonic soundtrack.
Yeah. I want that really badly. Do you have to like jump in there before it lowers and then
Probably.
get back up again?
Probably some hot horse shit like that. Okay, this is freaking me out how few obstacles there are so far.
Yeah, that's why I'm going so slow.
How dumb is that? Yet another reason this game slows you down. Even when you totally could be fucking screaming through here, you deliberately don't because you're afraid the game is gonna fuck you. Because that's what it does. Yeah.
There's just like freaky, super slow bombs.
Why are we in like a New York construction zone now? Like, why is there
Don't
like
worry
a...
about it. Sonic universe, man.
Man, New York sure was important in the 90s, and I guess it still is, but it was just like all over everything in the 90s, you know?
I want to go shopping. Why is that tree like...
Did we determine that that was not Chris Tucker in that scene? It was just totally some other guy.
Well, yeah. I think it's just some black guy.
Yeah. All black people in 90s movies are Chris Tucker or Eddie Murphy. So, yeah.
Ow. Starlight Zone.
Man, so like, Eddie Murphy is gonna be playing Richard Pryor's dad in like a biopic about Richard
biopic?
Pryor.
That's pretty cool. What was the last thing Eddie Murphy was in?
Probably Haunted Mansion. I
Really?
think. Is he in? No. It's Chris Rock who's in the Adam Sandler things.
I feel like Eddie Murphy has had to be been in something else.
I feel like Eddie Murphy was just in Haunted Mansion. Oh no, he was in Tower Heist or whatever it was called. You remember that movie?
Tower
The Tower Heist, I think is what it was called. It was a Ben Stiller movie. It was him and Matthew Broderick and Eddie Murphy. And it was like a comedy about a bunch of dudes who work, like blue collar dudes who work, like, you know, as concierges or whatever at a fancy hotel.
Uh-huh.
And
I don't remember that
they
at
decide
all.
to rob the penthouse, basically. Like, or whatever. They decide to, like, rob their boss. And it's pretty funny. It's like a bad movie. Like, it's not very good, but it's got like some good jokes in it. And
Yeah.
you know, fucking Ben Stiller and
Man,
Matthew Broderick
Zoolander
and
2,
Eddie Murphy.
though.
That's Zoolander 2, though. That's probably not going to be very good, but I'll watch it, and I bet there will be funny
Yeah.
parts.
For sure. Hansel.
Because the thing is, like, I don't know. Unlike Adam Sandler, Ben Stiller is still
funny.
totally capable. Well,
And
Adam Sandler
makes
is
good
funny.
movies.
He's just like not funny in his movies, and his movies aren't good at all.
Yeah.
Like that's the bad thing about Adam Sandler movies is that not only are they not good now, but they're also like not even funny at all. Is the problem with them?
Yeah.
Unless you're just some regular guy who doesn't have any taste in comedy, and you just think that everything that's supposed to be funny is funny or whatever. But like, Ben Stiller can make a good movie still. Like,
yeah. He's been
motherfucker, fucking Walter
Walter
Mitty,
Mitty.
son. Holy shit. I bet a bunch of people have stupid opinions about Walter Mitty. Like, I bet like MFA program people or whatever, you know, like literary people who care a lot about stuff think that Walter Mitty is basically like Forrest Gump or some shit. You know, they think it's just like some sappy nonsense Hollywood bullshit or whatever.
Yeah.
Which it kind of basically is, but like I like that thing. I'm totally down with that thing.
It's Charles Dickens.
Yeah, basically it's Charles Dickens. So like, yeah, I don't know. It depends on who's writing it and stuff.
Yeah.
But it could totally be really good and really funny.
I mean, like, Anchorman 2.
Yeah, Anchorman 2 was like not a
Funny.
good movie, but super funny and totally worth watching.
Yeah. Fuck that guy. Oh my god.
I think the main thing is like,
Man.
I would straight up call Zoolander a good movie. Like it's such a solid comedy.
Yeah.
like everything about it is funny. There's no dumb gags in it. And so to live up to that is really hard. Because comedies usually aren't that good. Like, usually aren't that solid all the way through.
Yeah. Who put these fireball
How come some of
generators-
those trees are holograms or
Oh,
whatever?
no.
Are those trees?
I think they're like bushes of some kind.
Why are there bushes on this, like, steel girder?
The steel girder complex.
That's what this level should be called, Steel Girder Complex. That's my metal band. Steel Girder Complex.
This is freaking me out.
There's just like a fan there. That's like a little kid obstacle, like...
Maybe if I just keep running this way.
It's just like, you know how when you're a little kid you think that like if you stick your hand in a fan then it'll like splorch you or
Yeah.
whatever? Like you touch a fan with your finger and your whole body will explode
Yeah.
or something. I guess if it was like a metal fan that was spinning really hard it might like cut your finger or something.
Yeah, without a guard.
Do you know, so this is something that that might be apocryphal, but is something that I think anybody who hears about it thinks
Ooh.
might be awesome if it was true. I think Kyle and Keith from Run Button talked about this one time. It's just like fan death. Like in like South Korea, supposedly, there's warnings on fan, like, you know, portable fan packaging that say like if you leave this fan on while you're sleeping then you'll die because it'll like suck all the oxygen out of your room or
What?
whatever, which is totally made up and not true, but I think it's such a myth there that supposedly it's on some fan manufacturers' boxes and stuff.
Weird.
That's a weird thing that can happen. You know how like there's a bunch of superstitions about lithium-ion batteries?
Yeah.
We work for Best Buy, so we hear a bunch of people's bullshit about how technology supposedly works. And that's one of them. And it's not even just the people, it's like manufacturers will say some stupid shit about how lithium-ion batteries supposedly work. Like, make sure not to overcharge
rooms
this
away.
battery.
Shit.
Don't leave your shit plugged in too long. And that, as far as I can tell, is not a thing at all. Like, there's no science on that indicates anything about how you should or should not charge a lithium-ion battery.
Yeah.
But there's all this bullshit that's not just plebs who fucking use the batteries who are saying it. It's goddamn like Toshiba and Asus and stuff who are saying shit about how batteries work. And they don't fucking know anything about how batteries work. They just bought those batteries from some Japanese guy. and he's like, this battery is great. It never runs out. Don't worry about it. And they made up a bunch of shit about how you're supposed to charge the battery.
Yeah. I don't know that much about them. I just know, like, you know, that,
You can kind of just charge them however you want.
yeah.
That's been my experience with batteries now.
because I know
iCad
that
batteries used to have some stupid stuff about
there's
them.
like a bunch of advice that's like, you know, charge it up fully and then drain it.
No, that's
completely or whatever.
that was a thing about nickel cadmium batteries. That's
Yeah.
not a thing about lithium ion batteries. We don't have nickel cadmium batteries anymore.
Yeah.
'Cause that's stupid. Why the fuck? Who makes a battery out of nickel and cadmium, son? It's all about that lithium ion. Eek, what's a cooler metal?
Whoa.
What's a cooler
Whoa.
metal? Nickel or lithium?
Clearly lithium.
Lithium is like a Metallica song name.
Yeah. It's like a bunch of bands names. Wow, that's
Is
into
it?
that already? It's like a Nirvana song, isn't it?
I think you might be thinking of Trivium, the band called Trivium.
Well, no, I mean it's a Nirvana song.
Oh yeah, you're right. I wonder if that was Dave Grohl or Kurt
And
Cobain.
And I think it's
Who
some other
named that
band's song name too. I'm sure it's like a bunch,
I
but
bet it was
something
Kurt
famous.
Cobain. I bet Dave Grohl wanted to call it like Wangle Dangle or something. And Kurt
Wangle
Cobain was
Dangle.
like, nah.
No, did I just turn that fan off? I think I did.
Kurt Cobain was just like, no, because that's how Kurt Cobain
Don't
talked.
worry about it. I am Kurt Cobain.
I am Kurt Cobain. I am
Do
famous.
not worry.
Like, what if that's who Kurt Cobain was? What if Kurt Cobain was like this hilarious, like, weird foreign guy who's just happy all the time and super full of himself, and when he died, it was like a dumb accident? What if that?
I bet that is what happened.
Oh my god, dude. So I heard the worst thing. I heard someone say the worst thing, or saw someone say the worst thing the other day. So, there's this porn star, right? There's this guy named, what's his fucking name? He's got like one of those porn star names that's like the name of a famous actor. James Deen, that's his name.
Okay.
So he's this dude who's done a lot of porn. You've probably seen him. He's
Go
like
on.
a young, kind of regular looking dude. He has kind of like a Dan Trachtenberg thing going on or something. But he's like pretty smart, and he's just all about like social media and stuff. And he's in like, he's like there are porn studios that are basically like Funimation or whatever. They're like the main ones, you know, in California that do all the stuff. All
God
the
damn
legit, like, union stuff or whatever. And so he's one of those guys. And he's got a Twitter. And one time I found out about that, and I was like, oh man, I wonder... and don't even worry about how I know about James Deen and stuff. Don't even worry about that. But I found out that he had a Twitter one time. Oh, I know why I found out. It was because somebody was talking about Google Glass and all the different things that people like got Google Glass for. James Deen got Google Glass to film a porn with. So, yeah. So anyway, he's got a Twitter, and I was like, man, I wonder what the fuck James Deen tweets about. And he's just like a girl, like he's silly, and he's just like going to get some McMuffins or whatever, you know, like he's just chilling in LA most of the time. But one time he tweeted something that might be horrible. He tweeted a very like incorrect sentence, and I'm gonna try to reproduce it to explain to you what I think about it. But basically, like, you can interpret it one of two ways, and if you interpret it the way I think he must have meant it, it's the worst thing you could ever say. And he basically said, I would trade Dave Grohl's life for Kurt Cobain's any day. You can read that one of two ways. One is the good way is, thank God Dave Grohl is alive and not Kurt Cobain. I'm glad it worked out this way because Dave Grohl is so great. I don't think that's what he meant, though. I think he meant, God damn, I wish Dave Grohl had died instead of Kurt Cobain. Which is like, regardless of what you think about two people, if one of them has died and the opinion you have about that is, man, I wish you had died instead of this other guy, that's the worst thing, right? Like,
That's pretty fucked up.
yeah. So, like, fuck you, James Deen, if that's what you meant, and hell yeah, James Deen,
porn
if
star
you meant
James Deen.
if you meant the other thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I bet a bunch of people basically think that.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure they do, because I bet the thing is like, you know, Nirvana made like 2 albums, and they're super dark and serious and, you know, edgy and stuff. And a bunch of people probably still listen to them, you know, thinking that they're all cool for listening to Nirvana still and stuff. Not that Nirvana isn't cool, because Nirvana is totally cool, but I bet they think Nirvana is cool in the way... You know that thing Taylor Hawkins said about how, like, the way he used to think about shit is that you have to be fucked up and, like, addicted to drugs and, you know, dark and moody and stuff to be a badass rocker guy.
Yeah.
And he realized that was bullshit eventually, and that's why he's, like, a happy regular dude now. Like... I feel like that's an opinion that a bunch of people who aren't even musicians or whatever think about the music industry, is they think like, it's like how people are like, yeah, when Metallica got clean, they got all shitty. You know, like, I wish they were still fucked up drug guys or whatever. Which is a dumb opinion to have, because number one, that's not even true. Like, Death Magnetic's a great album, and they made it years after they all got clean or whatever. Like, and number two, it's a fucked up thing to think, because, like, who cares about art, really? Like, I would rather James Hetfield and Kirk Hammett and stuff be like happy, functional people than have awesome albums from them. If that's the choice that I have to make, you know what I mean? if those things are mutually exclusive, I'd rather there be some healthy human beings in the world rather than sacrificing them for the sake of some good music. You know what I mean? That's just a stupid value system to have. Yeah. And then like so I bet basically a bunch of people think that about Nirvana. They're like, yeah, Nirvana's all fucked up and dark, and it's like music from the heart of a troubled man who eventually committed suicide, so that like ennobles it, you know? Like, it's like how people think Heath Ledger was way more awesome than he was because he died after doing the Joker. Like if he had just done the Joker and was still around and stuff, people would probably think he was pretty cool in that role, but they would not glorify him to the degree that they have, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he would be like Tom Hardy. Like, everybody likes Tom Hardy as Bane, but people would be flipping out if Tom Hardy, like, committed suicide after playing Bane. You know? People would fucking go nuts about that. So, people think that about Nirvana, and then Foo Fighters is, like, a really good band, but they're around now, which makes them less valuable in people's dumb minds about how they value things, you know? Like, they're just still around and making music and stuff, and they have lots of albums, and people think that if there's more of a thing, then it's less valuable, which is dumb and doesn't make any sense. Yeah. And then people think that, like, sad, fucked up music by a guy who committed suicide is better than, like, happy, positive music made by a guy who's still alive, you know? Like, that's a whole bunch of shitty, stupid opinions that, like, probably most people have. Yeah. And so James Deen was probably saying that just because, like, not only is he a dumbass who has that opinion, but he also probably is smart enough to know that if he says that, then a whole bunch of people will be like, fuck yeah, bruh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, who cares that much? Mm-hmm. Like,
yep,
that you would, like, have an opinion like, I hope X, I wish X was still alive rather than X.
Yeah.
Like, especially in the case
if you're gonna have that thought, the thought that you should have is, man, I wish Kurt Cobain was still alive. Full stop.
Yeah.
Don't say the second part, you asshole. Like, I don't care that you don't like whatever. You can not like the Foo Fighters if you want, but that doesn't mean that Dave Grohl should be dead.
Yeah. That he should be traded for Kurt Cobain or something.
That's terrible.
Look at their eyes. Look into their eyes, Grimes.
It's not even looking at you. It's just kind of like staring ahead.
It just exists.
It's a machine of destruction.
Whoop. Whoop.
Suicide. I've already died. You're just the funeral I've been waiting for.
I don't like these things.
This song, I think we may have said this about another song in this game already. Yeah, we totally did. This song also seems like a song that would be in, like, Persona or whatever. You know, in like a Japanese high school simulator game. The other song I think we said was like the song when your quirky friend shows up. I think that song that was just playing is like the "You're Walking Through the Halls" song. You know, like that's the song that plays all the time when you're walking around in the school.
Bam. This is kind of cool.
Yeah, this seems like an easy boss fight. I'm down with easy boss fights in Sonic games.
Bam! Go down. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Bah.
Man, we have so many unpopular opinions about art.
It's like, fuck art.
Yeah.
Man,
most people just like, most people think the Star Wars prequels suck. and the Star Wars prequels are actually just fine. Like, there's, like, if you like the original Star Wars trilogy, then you should like the prequels, because there's no actual qualitative difference between the two. Usually, the most legitimate reason I've ever heard someone have for not liking the prequels is basically that they are not exactly precisely like the original trilogy, in that things that would be traditional, you know, practical visual effects are instead CGI, and they don't like that, or whatever, you know? But there's no actual, like, if you look at the individual things that people don't like,
zone.
I don't think we've talked about this have we talked about this in a Let's Play yet?
I doubt it.
We've talked about this a bunch, but I don't know if we've ever said it publicly or whatever. So my thing about Star Wars and the prequels and stuff is that if you take the individual arguments that people make about why the prequels suck, it's like, okay, so like, super common one, Jar Jar Binks is dumb. He's like a racist portrayal of something. I don't even know what people think he's a racist portrayal of, because he's just like Rolf from fucking Ed, Ed and Eddie. He's like an indeterminate thing. Like, maybe you could make an argument for Jamaican, like a caricature of a Jamaican guy, but that's not a Jamaican accent, really. Like, that's not what Jamaicans sound like. That's just some other thing that's maybe inspired by Jamaican accents or whatever, you know? But anyway, whatever. Let's concede that. Let's say that Jar Jar is racist. Okay, number one, he's racist. Number two, he's annoying. Whatever, I don't know. He didn't bother me that much. I thought he was kind of funny or whatever. Like, he wasn't hilarious, but he was like, you know, whatever. He didn't annoy me. He didn't piss me off. But let's even concede that. Let's say he pisses me off. How about motherfucking big dumb C-3PO?
Yeah.
I don't know why people think that, like, being British isn't like an ethnicity or whatever. Like, I don't know why people think that they can say offensive things about British people or do caricatures of British people and that's not offensive, you know what I mean? Because, like, yeah, whatever. British people are usually white, I guess. I don't know. Like, there's black British people, but, like, that's not part of the stereotype, you know? So usually when you portray, like, the stereotypical British guy, it's like some white honky-ass honky guy or whatever. And people don't think that you can think racist things about white people, I guess, is the thing. But that's not the thing. It's not racially intolerant. It's, like, culturally intolerant to make a caricature of a British guy, I guess. Like, I don't know. I would argue that it's just as bad to be like, oh, fish and chips and all that, as it is to be like, oh, misa tinkin, we bien, you know, whatever. Like,
yeah.
It's just as dumb a caricature. I don't think
I
don't think either one of them are offensive because they're so cartoonish. They're so ridiculous. You know, like, it's not supposed to be. George Lucas is not saying, hey, look at how dumb Jamaicans are or whatever. It's a fucking alien, bro. It's like a made-up alien guy. And a robot. So whatever. So argument one, gone. You can't say that it's offensive because it's just not. It's not fucking offensive. It's just some. It's at worst. The worst thing you can say about it is that it's dumb. C-3PO and Jar Jar Binks are kind of dumb.
Yeah, they're exactly the same
yeah,
thing.
C-3PO is just as dumb as Jar Jar Binks. And what's hilarious about that is that historically, if you go back and look at like how the original Star Wars trilogy was received, a complaint that people had about them was how annoying C-3PO was and how dumb he was as a character. It mirrors the exact thing that people think about Jar Jar. So you cannot argue that Jar Jar makes some sort of qualitative difference between the two series because it's just exactly the same flaw in both of them. So, that. And, like, whatever, I don't have to go through everything. But you can do the same thing that I just did with every single thing I've ever heard anyone say about why the prequels are bad.
Yeah. It's just like, okay, you can dislike them or whatever.
You can totally dislike them. I'm fine with that.
But people are like racist against them.
Yeah,
and it's
people
weird.
have a knee-jerk bandwagon jumping on reaction that the opinion that you're supposed to have is that the Star Wars prequels suck. This is a thing that Jeff Kanata from the Totally Rad Show talked about before, where he thinks that like nerd cred is based entirely on being the guy who knows all the things about the things, you know? And
The things that you're supposed to know.
the things that you're supposed to know, yeah. It's the Kevin Smith school of being cool, you know? It's just like, let's say all the things that we all have in our shared lexicon and then laugh about them, you know? Like, it's just pandering to other nerds. I'm not saying that some people don't legitimately have that opinion, but I'm saying I bet way less of them do than people who think that they do. Like,
Yeah.
a bunch of people really just have that opinion because they're jumping on that bandwagon. They just want to feel like they belong in that group of guys who think that they're cooler than everybody else. Star Wars prequels are fine. There's nothing actually wrong with them. I could see how, if you did not grow up in the 90s like we did, if you grew up earlier and experienced the prequel or the original trilogy earlier, that you would think that that's better just because it's in your kid head, you know?
Yeah. Like,
But
nostalgia
I don't
has
even
a...
think that about the... Like, I don't think that the prequels are, like, better across the board than the... Like, even though the prequels are in my kid head, I don't think that
Damn,
they're, like, way
stupid
better than the
designers.
original trilogy. I think they're, like, the same. They're just all pretty goddamn good.
Yeah.
In fact, the worst Star Wars movie, the movie that I like the least of all the Star Wars movies, is fucking A New Hope. And I think a lot of people agree with that in terms of, like, people always say that's the weakest of the original trilogy, at least. I would argue it's the weakest of the whole fucking series.
Yeah.
And it's one of the original trilogy. So shut up, assholes.
The basic point is just like, you can dislike them, but like, Jesus Christ, they're not, they're just movies. Like, they're not, like,
Yeah.
they're not like,
The argument that I've made before is that people deify things. Like, people, when they're really in, like, we may have talked about this on the podcast, or whatever this is that we do, or we may have just talked about it with our friend Neil, I don't know, but basically, I think that when there's very little of a thing, so like, say when a band makes their first record, there's only that record to look at. And when there's some time between that first record and the next one, everybody listens to the, like, everybody, you know, who's like the early fans of the band, listen to the Jesus, goddammit. Listen to the shit out of that record, you know, like they just goddamn listening to it all day long every day. And they fetishize it. They think about all the individual things that make it really cool. A lot of which people don't realize, like, art is not super deliberate. Like, as a person who does creative things, a lot of the stuff that you do in art is automatic functioning. Like, you just make something, and a lot of the inner, like, workings of it are as mysterious to you as they are to your audience, and in fact are sometimes more mysterious to you. Like, you kind of just made a thing, and a lot of it was just your instincts taking over about how to, like, make individual decisions about how things are. So, like, when you make the follow-up to that thing, you don't have the same obsessive, like, as the guy who created it, usually, you don't have the same obsessive, innate, like, intense knowledge and fetishization of the original thing you made. Like, your fans have listened to your shit,
yeah, they know it
way
better than
more
you
than
do.
you have. Yeah. And
We've-
so they
we've
think
done
that
that.
all of these things are super important, deliberate decisions that you've made, when in reality they're not necessarily. They're just fucking things that you've done. Like, you just did them. And so when you make the sequel, you don't know that that's what's going to be the thing that everybody latches onto. So you make your sophomore album, and it's kind of different, you know? It's got some things that are the same, but some things are different because you're just making other instinctual decisions now. You're making a new thing that's a separate thing from that other thing. It's not supposed to be exactly the same. And everybody's like, new thing sucks! Other thing was better, original thing was way better, here's all the reasons why, and then they just list all of their fetishes about it, you know? Like,
yeah.
that's
It's
not
like
an
this
argument.
specific sound or
Yeah.
like visual or something.
And it's not that you can't have that opinion, it's that
Yeah.
you...
It's not that that's not a cool thing. It's just like, you have to realize that that's your brain is doing a weird thing, Like
Yeah.
you're freaking out about something that isn't as good as it is as you think it is.
Yeah.
To
Like
you,
if you
that
take
good,
an
but-
honest look at something, you should be able to like actually fucking talk about it. You can't just like you and I love the video game Halo. Like
That's what I was gonna bring up.
Halo Combat Evolved. We love everything about it. Just like the individual sounds that they chose for explosions and, you know, certain gun sound effects, and just the sound design, the level design, the way everything feels really weighty and heavy and badass, and the level of detail that was put into the animations of the characters and stuff. It's just all that specific stuff. We fetishized the shit out of it. And we had that exact weird brain thing happen when Halo 2 came out, where our initial reaction to it was, this game sucks because it's not exactly the same. It doesn't feel exactly the same as Halo. We were expecting a game to be just Halo with, like, higher definition graphics, but, like, the same exact style and the same exact sound design and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Just, like, use the precise sound effect that you use for the
basically
other
the
things.
same exact story. And,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And so when it was different at all, we had that dumb reaction that people have to that always. And it took us a couple of years to realize how dumb that was. Like, eventually we were eventually just playing Halo 2 just cause whatever, because we were kids and we had infinite time. And we realized that we were having a lot of fun with it, and that it was fucking great, and that we'd learned to love all of the individual cool things about it as well. That's a thing you can do. You can appreciate the things that are cool about the Star Wars original trilogy and the prequels. Like, there's dumb things about both of them, and there's awesome things about both of them. Some of those things are the same, and some of them are different, but they're both pretty good. Like, their net effect is the same, in my opinion. Like, there are dumb things about both of them. George Lucas is totally an idiot and stuff, like, but he's also kind of great, you know? Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing about that kind of creator. So whatever, shut up about Star Wars, douches.
that's Star Wars is. It's just I like it a lot.
Star
All
Wars
of
is
it.
great. Star Wars is super great.
I don't like this zone very much.
And Star Wars is just like, and it's so dumb. Like, people love the old Republic era stuff in Star Wars, and like, all of that stuff feels more like the prequels than like the original trilogy. Like, people love Knights of the Old Republic, which feels super like the prequels.
yeah,
Like the prominence of Jedi and like the emphasis on fantasy elements over sci-fi elements and all of that kind of stuff. That's all prequel stuff. And
Even
people
like-
fucking love that shit.
even like the very superficial governmental stuff.
Yeah.
Like-
People always complain about how there's too much politics in fucking the prequels. Let me break down the super complex politics for you real quick. So there's the Emperor, right? But he's pretending that he's a senator right now. But he's actually gonna try to be an emperor. That's it.
Yeah,
That's the politics in the Star Wars prequels. Shut up, you retarded douches. Like, if you can't understand that, no wonder we have fucked up politics in the United States and like in the world in general. No wonder we have a retarded, like 50-50 split of retarded dichotomy, you know, extreme opposite political parties. Like, everyone is apparently literally a retarded person. Like, that's the degree of intelligence we have about politics. Like, people hear anything at all that sounds like it might be political and they go, Jesus. Yeah. But the same thing happens with like Metallica. Like, everybody's like, fuck load and reload, but you know, give me fuel, give me fire, give me Dabba Dabba Zaya. Like, you know what fucking record that song is from, right? You fucking douches. People are always like, fuck Saint Anger, but some kind of monster.
yeah.
Fuck you.
People don't like a lot of things except all the things that they like about those
Yep.
things. I don't like Scrapyard Zone very much,
No,
but but
but you like Sonic.
I like Sonic a whole lot. I don't like any of the zones in Sonic at all.
But Sonic is pretty good.
Sonic is pretty okay.